Today, I find myself reflecting on the subtle signals that can reveal a person's true intentions, especially when their focus is primarily on physical connection. In this narrative journey, I explore the clues that suggest a woman might be interested only in a casual, physical encounter rather than a deeper, emotional bond. I begin by setting the stage with a calm and open mind, ready to observe and understand the various ways in which body language and conversational cues can speak volumes about one's inner desires. It is a subject that touches on the delicate balance between physical attraction and emotional involvement, a topic that resonates with anyone who has ever wondered about the true motivations behind a fleeting glance or a casual touch. In sharing these observations, I draw from gentle personal reflections and universal experiences that highlight the importance of clarity and honest communication. I delve into how modern social contexts add layers of complexity to interpreting intentions, where cultural expectations and individual differences often blur the lines between care and convenience. Throughout this narrative, I aim to provide a comprehensive understanding without delving into technical jargon, ensuring that the discussion remains accessible and insightful. As I recount these moments, from slight changes in posture to the choice of discussion topics, I remind my audience that true connection involves more than just physical presence. It requires a balance of empathy, respect, and sincere engagement. This introduction sets the stage for a deeper look into these subtle signs, inviting viewers to consider their own experiences and observations in the realm of modern relationships. In exploring these everyday cues, I hope to shed light on a topic that is both personal and shared by many, ultimately helping to navigate the intricate dance of human connection. This exploration continues with care. Understanding a woman's intentions requires a careful balance between intuition and open observation. I have observed that when a woman seems primarily interested in a physical connection, there are often subtle yet consistent signals that can be noticed if one is attentive. The first sign may not be an overt declaration, but rather a pattern of behavior that suggests a focus on immediate gratification. It is important here to note that these cues are not about negativity or judgment, but rather about clarity in relationships. Each action in these scenarios forms a part of a larger tapestry of human interaction. While some might dismiss these signs as inconsequential, the regular reconnection of physical emphasis over emotional depth can lead one to wonder about the underlying motivations behind shared moments. I have found that societal misconceptions often complicate the process of assessing intentions. People are frequently swayed by romantic ideals that mix physical attraction with emotional vulnerability. In many cases, a woman who is only interested in a physical encounter may still engage in conversations that feel light or fleeting, frequently steering clear of discussions that involve personal dreams or deeper life goals. I recognize that modern dating norms often blur these boundaries, making it challenging to separate genuine interest from momentary desire. However, a clear set of patterns can emerge when the focus remains on the surface, where physical cues dominate and meaningful dialogue is absent. By paying close attention to these recurring themes, one begins to appreciate the importance of recognizing what is truly being offered. A mind that is attuned to these signals develops an understanding that is both practical and thoughtful. This awareness helps one to manage expectations realistically and to engage in relationships that align with personal desires and goals. In sharing these reflections, I aim to equip you with the insight to discern between temporary physical attraction and the promise of deeper connection. I invite you to consider these points seriously, not as a definitive judgment, but as a guide to maintaining emotional clarity and personal well-being throughout your interactions. By reflecting on these insights, I encourage a thoughtful perspective on relationships that values honest communication over assumptions. Recognizing true intentions serves not to isolate or criticize, but to empower us to seek meaningful connections that honor both body and soul, ultimately guiding us towards healthier and more fulfilling interactions. Examining the body language first provides a vivid window into the dynamics of physical attraction. Over time, I have noticed that certain physical cues tend to signal when the interest is more about the moment, rather than lasting emotional connection. The way a woman positions herself in close proximity, for instance, reveals subtle intentions. Lingering touches on the arm or gentle tracing of a hand along a surface may be more than mere politeness. They can be deliberate gestures meant to convey immediate interest. I have observed that these gestures occur most often within the context of a social setting where the interaction is light and carefree, focused solely on the physical here and now. In some instances, I have seen that a woman's focus on physical cues is accompanied by a noticeable avoidance of deeper eye contact during when discussions steer toward personal matters. There is a natural discomfort when shifting from shallow exchanges to topics that touch on hopes, dreams, and vulnerabilities. Such behavior is rarely about dismissiveness. Rather, it is an unconscious signal that the interest remains predominantly in the physical realm. Moreover, the frequency and nature of these light touches or brief embraces seem to accentuate the physical allure over more emotional or intellectual engagement. I recall observing a scenario in which the subject's slight smile and repeated gestures of touching her hair appeared to be purposeful signals. These signs, when taken all together, describe a pattern that points not solely to attraction, but to a desire that is largely limited to the physical. It becomes clear that these behaviors are more orchestrated during moments of intimacy, whether in fleeting encounters or in social gatherings that emphasize casual connections. As I reflect on these observations, I find that the clarity in physical signals is both remarkable and instructive. Recognizing that each physical gesture carries meaning allows one to differentiate between fleeting lust and deeper affection. Subtle signs like these, when consistently present, serve as a roadmap to decode the intentions behind a woman's actions. Paying attention to these signals can lead to a more honest understanding of where the true interest lies, empowering individuals to make informed decisions in their interpersonal relationships. The art of reading body language is a refined skill that enriches our interpretations of social cues, ensuring that our perceptions are aligned with the realities of human interaction. Thus, by noticing these physical cues, one gains valuable insight into a woman's true focus, revealing how the dynamics of attraction may sometimes revolve solely around the pleasure of the moment. Every subtle gesture intertwines with a momentary spark, constructing a narrative that guides us through the complexities of attraction with honest reflection, with genuine understanding. Transitioning from the physical to the realm of conversation, I observe that verbal cues can be just as telling about a woman's focus. In many casual encounters, the dialogue tends to favor topics that celebrate immediate pleasure rather than exploring deeper emotions and personal stories. Often, when the conversation is light and free of introspection, it may indicate that the interest is primarily physical. I have seen that words casually mentioned with a carefree tone, or flirtatious remarks that skirt around meaningful topics, create a conversational pattern that emphasizes surface-level attraction. Delving further, I have noted that the absence of inquiries about personal dreams, future plans, or emotional states tends to reinforce the idea of a momentary connection focused on the here and now. Instead of engaging in discussions that reveal inner thoughts or vulnerabilities, the conversation often circles back to compliments on appearance or immediate physical desires. This pattern, repeated across various interactions, builds a silent framework in which the attraction is anchored in physical appeal rather than emotional depth. In analyzing these verbal exchanges, I rely on a combination of observation and reflection. Each remark, each playful comment, seems to underline a clear separation between physical attraction and potential for deeper intimacy. I have learned that a conversation reflecting only transient interest rarely ventures into the territory of personal growth or heartfelt sharing. This realization provides important clarity. It shows that some interactions are designed to satisfy fleeting desires, not to nurture an enduring emotional bond. With careful attention, I consider the tone, the choice of words, and the pace of the exchange, all of which play critical roles in this subtle dialogue. The consistent focus on physical compliments or temporary flirtation, without the inclusion of meaningful personal queries, serves as a crucial indicator. Such conversational patterns, when aligned with specific nonverbal signals, create a composite image that points toward a relationship defined largely by physical attraction. Through these insights, I strive to help others understand the powerful message embedded in seemingly simple words. Now I offer the final reflection that encourages listening to both what is said and what remains unspoken, as every nuance carries its own tale. This careful examination of verbal cues offers a lens into the heart of a fleeting connection, revealing a narrative that is as intentional as it is transient. Let these reflections guide your quest for genuine understanding with sincere clarity. In examining the broader social and environmental context, I have noticed that the pattern of behavior in various settings often reinforces the idea of physical interest over a deeper emotional bond. Observing how a woman behaves within different social circles and how she adapts to various environments offers significant clues. When in group settings, she often mirrors light, carefree behavior that focuses on immediate physical allure. This measured engagement comes without the depth usually evident when deeper connections are being sought. In many instances, her behavior in public spaces, such as at lively gatherings or relaxed meetups, speaks of a transient interest. I have seen that when the setting is informal and fun, the emphasis is always on the physical charm rather than on discussing life goals or personal aspirations. The energy in these environments is vibrant and fast-moving, leaving little room for introspection or heartfelt conversation. Such contexts serve as a canvas where fleeting attractions are painted with vivid strokes of immediacy. At the same time, the consistency of these patterns, both in intimate and public scenarios, creates a clear narrative. It reveals that her approach is often tailored to the moment, emphasizing spontaneity and the allure of the present. When this behavior is observed repeatedly, it becomes apparent that her focus is not on building a long-term emotional connection, but rather on embracing the excitement of the immediate physical experience. The context in which interactions occur is crucial. It not only frames the encounter, but also reinforces the nature of the intent. Thus, a careful look at these patterns within various social settings provides a roadmap for understanding the true undercurrents of her behavior. This observation is enlightening. Navigating the complexities of attraction involves more than simply noticing signs. It also requires managing one's own emotional expectations. I have learned from personal reflection that when faced with subtle signals of a solely physical interest, it is vital to set clear boundaries and maintain honest self-awareness. Recognizing these cues helps in identifying when the focus is on immediate gratification rather than a lasting bond. In managing expectations, one finds the balance between accepting the reality of the situation and preserving hope for potential emotional growth. I reflect on moments when I allowed fleeting physical attraction to cloud my judgment, only to realize later that the signals had been clear all along. In these instances, it became essential to separate desire from genuine connection. By maintaining an open dialogue with oneself and acknowledging the signs of transient interest, I discovered that self-respect often leads to better decisions in the realm of relationships. It is not a matter of judgment, but rather a path to understanding personal needs. Every experience, whether brief or enduring, contributes to the intricate mosaic of human connection. In my journey, I have embraced the practice of reevaluating what I truly seek in companionship. I encourage fostering an inner dialogue that weighs both emotional aspirations and physical desires with impartial clarity. This approach, I have found, empowers us to protect our hearts while still appreciating the joy of connection. Through careful self-reflection and honest assessment, embracing the true nature of an encounter allows us to cultivate relationships that honor both our needs and our desires. By setting realistic expectations and investing in self-care, I ensure that each encounter, no matter how fleeting, contributes positively to my emotional well-being. This clarity brings a sense of peace and empowers me to move forward with confidence. Always cherish growth. As I conclude this exploration of the subtle signs that indicate a focus on physical connection, I am struck by the layers of complexity present in every interaction. Reflecting on the observations of body language, conversation, and behavior in different contexts, it becomes evident that the signals, when viewed collectively, offer clear guidance on the true nature of interest. I have learned that being attuned to these signs not only helps in understanding another's intentions, but also in clarifying one's own desires and boundaries. My reflections reveal that it is essential to take these signs seriously, using the knowledge as a tool for fostering better communication. This understanding allows for a balanced approach to relationships, one where the harmony between physical attraction and emotional connection can be recognized and honestly appreciated. In this light, I advise taking time to observe both the spoken and unspoken messages that emerge during encounters. Through these insights, I have come to value the importance of self-awareness and reflection in guiding personal choices. It is a reminder that a fleeting signal might simply serve as part of a broader narrative of connection, rather than a definitive indication of a long-term relationship. With every observation and reflection, we gain an opportunity to learn and grow, ensuring that our emotional boundaries remain intact while embracing the genuine moments of connection that life offers. This journey of discernment is not about casting judgment, but about cultivating understanding and respect, paving the way for more fulfilling and authentic interactions. By embracing these insights, I empower myself to make choices that reflect inner strength and wisdom. Each thoughtful observation becomes a stepping stone towards more honest, balanced, and prosperous relationships, ensuring that every connection enriches rather than diminishes our sense of self. May every connection bring new light. Always cherish growth. In closing, I remind myself and you that every interaction carries subtle cues revealing deeper intentions, whether fleeting or lasting. A careful examination of both physical gestures and conversational flow can illuminate the true focus of an encounter. Recognize these signs not as judgments, but as opportunities to align personal expectations with reality. Embrace self-awareness and honest reflection as tools for growth. Let this understanding guide your steps toward connections that truly honor your emotional well-being, creating space for relationships that are both genuine and enriching. May every moment of insight inspire a brighter, more connected future. Always shine on.